Hey, Fort Worth Playboy here. Going to do this a second time because I didn't record the first time. So we're going to try it again. And this is called An Alpha Runs a Harem of Pokemon Girls. And again, what caught my eye, and this just broke like yesterday, was the absurdity of his source, which I think is great, was Pokemon Girls of all things. People wouldn't think that it's possible. So the long story short is a young guy named SmashStats, if I can get this right, SmashStats. I'm probably saying that wrong, and that's okay. Built both online and in person a harem of many girls that are Pokemon enthusiasts while he was also playing himself. And he did so with a number of game principles, whether wittingly or unwittingly. He built this group up over time while also being engaged to another girl and living with his fiance, who's not online at all. But what it did was it really did open my eyes, and it shows a very important basic principle from Chateau that we'll share. So an alpha runs a harem of Pokemon girls. So why is he an alpha? We know he's an alpha because it's the three things that require an alpha. How many are attracted to him? Many. Minimum, probably about 8 to 10 to 12 at any one time he was running in this harem, both online and then meeting up at conventions and meetups and gatherings, and also, having the face-to-face stuff. How many are attracted? Many. 2, how attractive are those chasing him? I only know that this is one of them that was chasing him, but it gives you kind of a mean of what's out there. I had no idea. It's not my world, but this is one of the girls that was chasing him. So you can kind of figure out 1 point below and above her is what you're going to see on average. And then how strong is that attraction? Just in my short little 2 pages, he had 2 girls that had written extensive Google Docs on their relationship with him, like full, long, blown, because I trust him. My first red flag was our first initial interaction. I mean, long, talkative, many words, dissertations on their relationship with him. They're not writing these dissertations about the guy that they're living with. A lot of these girls already had a boyfriend or a husband that they were already with, and they also started this online and in-person affair with a Pokemon guy. So those are the 3 requirements for an alpha, which this young man obviously made. And what it does, it concluding that excelling at any endeavor and leveraging it with simple game principles will yield unlimited pussy. All you have to do is have a little bit of expertise, and it doesn't take long, and get yourself in the environment that you can demonstrate that expertise, or, as I like to say, get to the front of the room. Further proving you do not have to be a 6'7" hedge fund manager with a 10-inch dick to run a harem of women. That's the real deal. Anyone. You like model trains? Great. There's going to be enthusiasts for that. You like cars? Great. It's a hobby. RC airplanes. Somewhere there's a group of women that are enthusiasts for RC airplanes. So whatever your thing is, there's a group of women, and you can tap into that and use this. A sexy hobby? No. Rivellino always pushes for a sexy hobby, and I think that's genius. But again, yes, it will always benefit you to be able to paint, to sculpt, to be able to race motorcycles, to dance. These are all skills that are helpful, and they are sexy over time. But again, you don't absolutely have to have the sexy part of the sexy hobby. Any hobby will suffice, as this young man demonstrated. And it goes right back to recalling from the hallowed halls of Chateau Artiste. Even video games, which I kind of always dump on. But Nuke pointed out when we were on Rule Zero the other day, video games, it's if you can get good at it, good enough to get to the front of the room, you can pick up women. They'll start hitting up on you. because it's an expertise and something that they're enthusiastic about. Again, there is no limit. Any hobby will do. So from the hallowed halls of Chateau, maximize your strengths, minimize your weaknesses. It's in the betterment of ourselves as men we attract women into our orbit. To accomplish this gravitational pull as painlessly and efficiently as possible, you must identify your natural talents and shortcomings and parcel your efforts accordingly. If you're a gifted jokester, don't waste time and energy trying to raise your status in philosophical debate. If you write well but dance poorly, don't kill yourself trying to expand your manly influence on the dance floor. Your goal should be to attract women effortlessly, so play to your strengths, no matter what they are. There's a groupie for every male endeavor except World of Warcraft. This was written in 2017. And Royce was not a World of Warcraft guy. And he couldn't imagine, just as I didn't imagine about the Pokemon. But as a couple guys mentioned in my comments, World of Warcraft, they were doing just fine meeting chicks from World of Warcraft in 2017. And so it's very important that you wrap your head around what this really does prove, and that you need to get to the front of the room, just kind of like I always show the musicians. You can be an ugly guy. Somebody puts a guitar in your hand. All of a sudden, you're a very attractive guy. It does not matter. And again, whatever this guy looks like, it's irrelevant. And a lot of the girls ignored their boyfriends, their husbands, in order to have a relationship with this guy, which is a very strong pull. It's very lifetime proof of his ability to seduce, his alphaness, if you will. So some of the game principles that this guy demonstrated is, I've got this a few times. I have no idea what he looks like. The girls never say that he's like overly handsome or anything of that nature. He's just a regular guy. But he's very good at seduction. And one of the game principles that I noticed was he was looking for yes girls, because they're very clear in here. Some of the girls that did interviews with other people, that as soon as he would follow the same routine, that's the first thing. Just like Bunny realized I ran the same routine on her that I'd ran on women before her, same sequence of bars, same stuff, and moved her back to my place. And he had his own routine that he had figured out the logistics of. He would talk to them in the stream, and they'd say, I know this guy's name. I've heard my friends talking about him. I've heard his name before. He would be familiar, proximity. Again, he would flirt with them in the stream, move them to DMs, and then flirt with them more. And then if they said, hey, I'm not comfortable with any of this, he'd say, hey, that's cool. I'm sorry I overstepped my bounds, and would never speak to him again. He's gone. No girls. No maybe girls. Only girls that would flirt back and that were enthusiastic about him are the girls that he paid attention to. Again, 10, 15 girls at any one time that he's juggling. And even the girls with a boyfriend or a husband would be sending him nude pictures, sex videos, whatever he was asking for, and he would just escalate. And both of these documents give you an idea of how he ran his game. But again, all the principles are there. Irrational self-confidence. Most guys would say, no, I can't ever get this girl off of the app, or I can't get her off the stream and get her into the DM. She's never going to send me any video. She's never going to meet up with me at the convention. Most of these guys talk themselves out of the pussy. Irrational self-confidence. Sure, why not? Okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll try. Just even if you talk to long-term hardcore players, what would you do different? They say I'd have pitched more girls. If I'd realized how easy it was, I would have just talked to more girls and closed more girls. His does not give a fuck attitude. He was very fun, lighthearted, flirty, and again, never boring. The girls are never bored. Outcome independence. If you don't want to talk to him, he's gone. If you do want to talk to him, he's here. and we can exchange news. That's what he's there for. And then when there's a convention, we can meet up at my hotel room and go from there. Again, he's very exciting, and there's an escalation ladder, proven routines. Again, just like I said, these girls start comparing their documents, and what did he say to you? Oh, he said that to me. That's when they start getting mad. That's kind of funny though. And then play to your strengths, minimize your weaknesses, just like Chateau says in the 16 Commandments of Poon. Play to your strengths, minimize your weaknesses. This guy was not bodybuilding. He wasn't racing jet skis. He's good at Pokemon, but he wanted some pussy. So he leveraged his being good at Pokemon and meeting women. And now he's got more women than he can handle. And his fiance is probably going to stay with him, because you know what this does? It simply tells her that lots of women like this guy and she's made a good choice. So yes, he's engaged, but it's just like Huberman, who was caught a couple of years ago dating like 8 girls at once, which is, in his case, no engagement, no wife, no kids really. And he had never really said, hey, we're exclusive. He just kind of like, if they assumed it, he never discouraged the assumption. And this guy did the same thing, except for all of them thought they were the only one, which is normal. But he also had a fiance at home. And when that kind of broke, the whole thing has been broken. You know, with most of these girls, make no mistake, not all of them will go away. Some will just hope the others go away and he'll stick around. But again, and Huberman probably didn't lose maybe one girl, the girl that wrote the article. So that's the real deal. Again, the fallout is, the risk isn't as big. But again, how passionate these girls are about him. Like I said in my first stream, my first recording was this. These girls are writing multi-page dissertations about their relationship with this guy. Many women. Nobody's ever done that for me, and I'm good at this. And I think that's just absolutely fucking amazing. So anyway, take a look at the situation, learn from it. Again, people learn in many different ways, and let these game principles get driven home, and just watch how he did this. And you can do the same thing and you don't even have to pick 10. You can pick one, but it'll also help you pick a good one when you're ready and you spot one. So I hope this guy going around and cleaning up at the Pokemon community helps you meet more girls and close more girls and get what you want. Hope you guys have a great day.